Mike Felder, Bleacher Report, at In the Bleachers. My man, SiriusXM, knows more about football than I will ever know. So let's talk about what happened in your neck of the woods Saturday night. Does it come down to State just wasn't nearly as good as Tennessee on the line of scrimmage?
Not close. Not close. That was bad, man.
Yeah.
What was the final? 51
to 10.
Yeah, that's bad.
it was bad.
We're both laughing at it, but like the reality is like that's bad.
Yeah, and we saw early on that they were not going to be able to run the ball. Although they, at 10-3 when they're driving and there's a couple of Hollywood Smothers runs, those are a little bit, a little delay game, a little misdirection. They found something, and that maybe it would open up the rest. And Grayson McCall just wasn't very good. Do you think that's because we loved him coming out of Coastal? But is that it's different when you're playing at Coastal versus when you're playing in Charlotte against a team like Tennessee?
I think there's that part, but I also think they're just like up front, and with the exception of, and I asked this question so today's Monday. I asked this question on Friday. I said, is Grayson McCall to Concepcion enough? Apparently not.
Well, no, they have other guys, but I'm not sure it really mattered.
That's what I was going to say. Is I don't think like you need Grayson McCall to Concepcion to be a problem to get to the other guys, and it just didn't happen. And obviously no run game. That's a problem.
Yeah,
and it's very hard. It was hard to watch. Like it was. Oh, buddy. Oh, Tennessee came out and they were like I got to do a show tomorrow for it's like a playoff prediction thing. And
right.
Tennessee has now moved up, especially thanks to what Michigan and Notre Dame did.
Right. Absolutely.
But they've moved up, and it's like, oh, boy. Because I had NC State kind of hovering around, and now you just look at them and you're like, man, if you can't run, even in the ACC, if you can't run, you're going to be you are going to find problems week in and week out.
Right. It really doesn't have to be all that complicated. In the NFL, if you just want to, stand back in the pocket and throw it 50 times, if you have the right quarterback and protection and receivers, you can get away with that. You really can't do that in college football. You got to be able to run it and stop the run, and that was the difference in the game. So let me just spin this a little bit forward, because the reason I'm not going to discount NC State going forward is because I don't know that they're going to see another Tennessee. Yes, Clemson defensively is certainly along those same lines. And it may be difficult in 2 weeks at noon for the Wolfpack to do anything against the Tigers. But the rest of their schedule in the league, they might end up being fine. Granted, we all have this frame of reference now about what they didn't do against Tennessee and what Clemson might pose. But I'm not ready to throw them away based on that game, because I'm not sure they're going to play another team like that.
No, listen, I didn't throw away Clemson either.
Right, I didn't either.
I didn't throw Clemson away. I think so let's do it. You ready, Gold?
Yeah.
What is that, La Tech?
Yeah, I'd like to see him run the ball against Louisiana Tech, but they didn't really do that against Western Carolina.
Clemson is probably going to be a problem.
Yeah.
After what we saw, Northern Illinois.
That's right. I totally forgot that's on the schedule. Like, I'm hoping that was a one-off. And State's not paying them $1.4 million to come to Raleigh, are they?
I don't think so, but that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is Connor Baslick is like, he's like, guys, I played against Georgia for 3 years. What are we going to do? Like, I'm not scared of you.
Right.
Like, I'm not scared. I can do this. And you look at Wake. Syracuse is interesting.
Yeah, Syracuse is.
Cal, by the way, what a win for them.
Yep, we're very pro Cal in the ACC now. By the way,
and they didn't even have Jaden Knott.
Oh, really? He did. They went to Auburn, beat the Tigers without their star.
He was. I think he was hurt.
Oh, wow.
And by the way, Baslick's not the guy I was talking about. Baslick is at Bowling Green. That's the game against Penn State.
Right.
Penn State. Yeah.
I didn't
yell at me online all day about how good Penn State is with what we got out of that game. Stanford, Duke, Georgia Tech. If Haynes King is cooking, he cooks.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't look great this weekend, obviously.
Right.
And then you throw in UNC, which is going to be a problem anyway.
Right. I still think State. I still think State will be okay.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
What do you think about North Carolina?
I can't. You can't judge against Charlotte because Charlotte is obviously no good. Their roster is a mess. Their program is unfortunately a mess. So it's impossible to judge anything from this game. Look, I don't think they have any semblance of a passing game, and I feel bad for Amari and Hampton because if I was playing against North Carolina, I'd put 10 guys on the line of scrimmage and dare Connor Harrell to beat me. And if he can't, then I win the game. If he can, then I have to adjust, but I would do it that way. I would just not let Amari and Hampton get crazy.
Because obviously, Ott, I don't know if he's hurt. Ott did not play. I think he got 10 carries, and they just were like, you're going on the bench by Monday. And I'm sorry if you heard that. They're building a greenway in my backyard.
Oh, fine. I love green spaces. We need that. You have a lovely backyard though, so you already have a nice green space. Mike Felder is joining us at In the Bleachers on Twitter from Bleacher Report and SiriusXM Radio. Real quick about the Tar Heels, and I said this after the first game, is that you don't want to make too much of it, but it looked like they had a number of playmakers on the defensive side of the ball, specifically on the defensive line. And I thought that was a good sign for them going forward. But I don't know, again, Charlotte, we can't draw any conclusions from that game. I'll be interested to see, and this week against Central, you're not going to, basically the same deal. Actually, I'm not sure Central's not better than Charlotte. But I'll be interested to see how UNC's defensive front holds up over the course of the season.
Got to stay healthy, 1. 2, you throw in you got Ritchie, you got Campbell, and you have Rucker. And Rucker, to me, Rucker was at ACC Media Days, which was great. And talking to him was super cool because he's hyper-focused. And this is the guy that, it's always Gold, you know this about me. I played college football. I wasn't good, but I like to size guys up.
Right.
And so you know what this is like. Every time after you do an interview, you stand up and you shake hands.
Right.
I like to see how big their hands are. I like to see how tall they actually are. And Rucker is tall.
Well, to me, everybody's tall. You're tall, but I think you're actually deceptively tall.
Yes, deceptively tall is a very good way to put it. I'm still shorter than my wife.
No, you're
She's
not.
6'1".
Oh, wow. That's right. She's very tall. She's very tall.
6'1", but I like to shake hands, and I like to do like palm on palm and see how tall guys are. And Rucker's got all those measurables to me. Like he's like a true 6'3" guy.
Mm-hmm.
He also has hands that are bigger than my hands, and I have huge hands. As someone who's 5'10" and a half, 5'11", I still have almost 10-inch hands. to see someone have those big hands like that. So I think they're going to be okay up front. But it's a matter of, and this is a new thing that we have to deal with, right, is the green sticker. We got to deal with that green sticker.
Oh, that's right.
And that's the thing I'm more interested in is the green sticker because Campbell has a green sticker.
The communication, absolutely.
Yeah, the comms. And so you've got to – some teams have done it in a really good way where they wait until the offense gets to 15 and then they move and then the coach can't tell them what to do. And defensively, you have to on defense, you have to have a guy who knows what he's doing after 15 so that he can tell guys how to move once they go into motion after. And I think Campbell has Campbell's the guy that's got the green sticker, so you got to figure that out.
All right, final thing from Mike Felder at In the Bleachers on Twitter, SiriusXM and Bleacher Report. I know the SEC's got 6 of the top 7 teams in the country, and honestly, I'm not arguing with it. A lot of these teams look amazing. Certainly Tennessee does. With Syracuse, Missouri. So is that a thing this week? Why are we doing that? Why is Syracuse doing that? But Miami from the ACC. I know Florida's probably not that good, but is Miami that good?
Why? What? Why?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
I'm doing that because right now they look like the best team in this league, although it still might be Clemson when we're all said and done. But Miami, certainly, that was a statement game in week 1.
I think that I do think that Miami is very good. I think this is a team that has an opportunity to win the ACC. Like, I think that you and I, you know what? I think you and I, maybe we have a drink together the first week of December.
Okay. And
Miami is the team that's there. I'm no joke.
Right.
But I do think, because think about it. Think about the other teams that we had in there, right? We had Florida State.
Gone.
No way.
Gone. They couldn't run it or stop the run in Ireland.
Yeah. Virginia Tech?
Yeah, unfortunate.
Iced.
Yeah.
And so what we're dealing with, and Clemson, to me, Clemson might be it. You know what's crazy, Gold? Clemson could have a bye in the first round.
That might be the only way they get to round 2.
But I'm not wrong, right?
No, you're 100% right. Until further notice, their offense is still. I know they scored 66 on App, but until further notice, their offense has to prove it to me.
Yeah, no, I agree. I 100% agree with you. I think that they are a work in progress. I think that the biggest thing for me, you know how we talk about like you have to push your baby birds out of the nest? That's what they have to do, and they have to do it against a real team. And that's the part that's going to be interesting for me.
I think Clemson.
Yeah, Clemson's going to have to push. They got to push those birds out of the nest. And seeing Antonio Williams was good against Georgia, but I need to see him do it. And I need to see him not just catch the 20-yard pass. I need the 45-yard game where he gets to the end zone.
I just want to see anybody be dynamic. And again, they hung one on App. That was an absolutely angry Clemson Tigers team. Mike Felder at In the Bleachers, SiriusXM Bleacher Report. Man who knows more about football and greenways than anybody I know. And he has huge hands, 10-inch hands. I don't know what that means, but I'm impressed. Mike, I'll talk to you very soon, my friend.
Yeah. All I'm saying is you gotta score. And yes, I have huge. I will send you a picture of this. So thank you so much for having me.
You got it. Thanks.